Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Putri Aulia Handayani. I'm 7th semester from Universitas of Muhammadiyah Tangerang. Okay, in this occasion, I made this video for submitted a special fulfillment midterm test assessment for computer assistant language learning, or we call it CALL. Okay, I will answer the Mr. Abdu question on the Google Classroom. Okay, the first question is, what is the topic of your comic strip? Okay, my topic comic strip is Obligation and Prohibition. Okay, I have been print the comic strip, and I make this comic strip on website www.storyboarddat.com. Okay, and the next question is, what is what is the learning objective of your comic strip? Give at least 5. Okay, the learning objective of my comic strip are: first, students are expected to expressing using obligation and prohibition in the both writing and speaking. And then the second, to be able to distinguish between obligation and prohibition when they are talking. The third is, student can easier understand by using example comic strip as a lesson like this when we are teaching. And the fourth is, student can use must or have to auxiliary capital to expressing and asking about the necessary something to do. And the last one is, student can use must not expressing prohibition for something to do. Okay, the next question. um, does it readable to use for adult learner? Okay, I think actually the comic strip can use for all people, but I made this comic strip especially for 8th grade, but that is not possible for those who wants to learning English or practice English with media comic strip like this as the right material or the right story. Okay, next question. Explain the procedure of your teaching with your comic strip. Make a lesson plan. Make a lesson plan of your comic strip. Okay, I have then send my lesson plan on the Google Classroom, and I will explain the procedure. Okay, the first is I will explain the definition. The definition obligation is a state of being forced to do something because it's your duty or because of the law, or something which you must to do, or you have a promise. And then the definition of probation is act of stopping something being or done or used. Okay, the second is I will the reading all the conversation and show the sample sentence from book Obligation and Prohibition. Okay, there are 4 characters, 3 women and 1 boy. They are Freya, Aurora, Zahra, and Rian. Okay, the first scene. Do you have to do Aurora? Do you have to do homework, math, Aurora? Freya said, and Aurora answered, not yet. I have to do tonight because tomorrow morning will be collection. Okay. The first sentence is, do you have to do homework? Do you have to do? Have to do is the one example expression expressing by obligation. Okay, next. Freya, I'm not understand about the homework. How you do Zara cheating? Aurora said, don't Freya. If we are cheating, Zara answered, we will give the punishment. Okay. Aurora said, John Freya, John. John is the one of example is expressing from probation. Okay. Freya said, you right, Aurora. I will try first. Aurora, you must try first. If you never try, you never know. And the teacher said, please attention. For all students, it's forbidden to talking in my class when I'm explain the material. Okay, the teacher said forbidden. Forbidden to talking. Forbidden is the one example from prohibition. And they go home in the bus. Freya and Aurora meet with uh, Rian and Zara. Rian said, hi Aurora and Freya. Zahra said, Do you want to come with us to do homework math together? And Freya and Aurora said, of course. Thank you so much for inviting us. Okay, and they has arrived in Zara's house. In Zara's house, Rian said, Zara, you are the smartest here, so teach us. Zara, you are the smartest, so teach us. And Freya said, yes, you're right. And Zara said, okay, let's study. Okay, and it's finished. And Rian said, Zara, thank you so much for your time and explanation. Freya, now I understand the material. Aurora, you are the smartest. And Zahra said, with pleasure, I'm happy to help all of you. And tomorrow, uh, and and tomorrow, teacher said, okay, student, all of you give the perfect score. I think all of you understand. We will next topic tomorrow. Okay, they are the example from my comic strip. Uh, I make the story and I give the example sentence from using expressing obligation and prohibition. Okay, and next when I'm teaching, maybe I will do exercise or homework to my student to make story like this and to give the example sentence using expressing using obligation and prohibition. Okay, and the last question from Mr. Abdu is what a kind what kind of online assessment do you plan? Could you give the example? Okay. Uh, the 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 online assessment when made when I'm playing there I'm playing sorry. Maybe I make a Google Classroom and then I'm giving the assessment and on the Google Classroom and my student use on the book and my student doing on the book and they are take a picture through the application submit it in the application on Google Classroom and then uh, with the due to uh, and have specific due to okay uh, it is all enough from me. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.